How's it going, Tube Tech students? It's your boy Diddles. It's very early in the morning and I'm tired, and I would like to welcome you back to the Just Talk podcast, the only podcast where you can come on and just talk. Today I am not joined by Diego, as he is still dead from getting crippling gout in his left pinky toe, and that gout causing him to break his own neck. I'm hoping he'll come back to life soon. I'm not entirely sure how long the rebirth cycle takes, but hopefully one day he'll be back. So today, I am joined by two of my other favorite companions and also voice actors in How to Tube, PyroKnight95 and the Wesinator.
Hello. I am PyroKnight97.
Oh, that was me.
No, I don't know.
Does that mean I'm the Wesinator?
You can be. I wouldn't recommend it.
Nice.
That will always be my favorite bit you do, Wesinator, when you say you're PyroKnight97. That will never not be funny to me.
I can't believe it. Absolute slander.
You gotta love some humor at his expense.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
That is my life, honestly.
It's only funny when it's at your expense, dude.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. I appreciate the comedy.
It's all for the sake of comedy, bro.
So, before we jump into the questions I have planned for you guys, tell me, how are things going? How are you feeling?
I'll go first. Feeling fine.
Yeah, you can go
feeling
first.
Good. I've been working in Orlando at Disney for a bit, and it's going pretty fine. It's not about like a regular job, but you know, now it's for Disney, and maybe one day, if I ever apply for animation for Disney, they'll be like, "Hey, you worked at the theme park one time. What a good dude."
Yeah, I hear you got to answer directly to Mickey though, so that sounds pretty stressful.
Yeah, it is a little weird when you're getting yelled at by a 3-foot tall mouse, but it's whatever. Because the real Mickey, it's not like the one in the costume. He's like that one's like a costume, but like the real one, he's a lot more intimidating. But he's shorter.
I bet all that anger packed into such a small body sounds terrifying.
Yeah, but he's still got the real big eyes, but they're always bloodshot because he never sleeps. Yeah.
Ooh, I do not like the sound of that.
It gets intense.
You think we can get sued for slander?
No.
All right, bet. Keep going.
That's all for me. What's up with PyroKnight?
Well, just existing, really. There's not too much going on, honestly. I just left a job that I was working for a few months. Resort kind of thing. Not too bad, honestly. I mean, the pay was abysmal. The co-workers made it worth it. Not entirely, but they made it less terrible.
That sounds like me with my job, except they still don't make it worth it. That's a joke. If anyone from work hears this, please know that I value and appreciate you. You're the only reason I'm still there right now. So on a scale of 1 to 10, when you... sorry.
I was just saying,
being a little laggy today.
Other than that, there's not too much going on. I've taken to writing a bit more like I wanted to, so that's something.
You did go to school for
that is true.
writing.
What you writing now?
Wrote a bomb-ass...
Huh?
What you writing? Can you say?
Right now, it's actually about well, I'm kind of, what's the term? Like just shifting between two things. Because right now, I'm trying to be more active with writing a story that I've had for about 10 years now. I'm finally like putting effort into drafting out more on the characters and a little bit more about the setting. And at the same time, I'm working on writing some video scripts as well, because by God, if I'm gonna have an editor and try and make videos, I should actually write the videos.
Oh, you have an editor now. I can't wait to meet them.
Yeah, you've never met them before. They go to a different school.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exciting. You got a story
sound fun.
decade in the making. That sounds cool.
It's pretty fun.
I guess I should give an update on how I'm doing. I'm suffering. I'm at a job that I really don't like anymore, and this is a very good piece of advice for any listeners out there. Don't quit, get fired. And the only reason I say that is because when you get fired, most companies give you severance pay, which is like one last paycheck. When you quit, you really don't get anything else. So it's better to be fired than to quit. So I'm just waiting for them to do that. And if my manager is hearing this is all a joke. I don't want to get fired. I am so happy with my job. I'm trying to do some more stuff with Dere Dere and the Hootere miniseries, but something new has joined my schedule, which is getting in the way of that, and that's school. And even though most of the classes are art related, it's still, school. Very not fun. But speaking of school, that is the subject of this podcast. In a sense, the subject of this podcast is Reminiscence. We are going to be reminiscing on the good old days to make us feel better about whatever's going on in our life right now.
Alright, so any specific kind of jumping off point you had in mind?
Oh, yeah, I just left that silence there for comedic effect. For anyone who's watching this, that long 7 seconds of silence.
Yeah, sorry, I was eating.
Peak comedy.
I'm trying not to chew into my microphone.
Oh, I've been chewing into my microphone the entire time.
Okay, good.
So yeah, we'll jump into the important stuff now. What's gonna happen is that I'm going to ask you both a question, and you're gonna take turns answering it, and then I will come back with my answer. You could say that I'm a bit of the judge today. I will decide who wins this podcast. Can you tell I've been listening to Distractable?
I've never listened to Distractable, so I can't tell. But I'm sure anybody who has probably could.
So anyway, here's the first question for you guys. You guys can decide which order you want to go in, but here you go. The first question is, how did we meet?
I remember how I met you. Do you remember it?
I do.
So I was at the college on like I forget what kind of thing it was, but like all the different organizations and stuff were like had different little displays around the that courtyard.
I think it was called Open Day or something like that.
Open Day.
Yeah.
And my band director was like, "Hey, here's another guy from the animation. He's also majoring in animation. He's a freshman too." And I turn around and I see Brandon with a My Little Pony t-shirt walking toward me. And I just remember thinking like, oh man. But now we're friends. And yeah, that's that.
My favorite thing about that shirt is that I was in denial of the fact that it was getting too small. Because I got it when I was in like 10th or 11th grade. And it was definitely too small. It was squeezing on my arms and shit, and I had to like struggle to keep it down. So I look like a typical like nerd, and it's so crazy because I remember the exact conversation that we had because I was socially inept. I was not able to talk to anyone for like longer than 5 seconds. I walked up to him. I was like, "Hey, you're in animation too?" And you were like, "Oh yeah, I'm in the animation program." I was like, "Cool, I'm Brandon." And then I walked away.
Oh man, that's so classic.
Oh my gosh.
I love telling that story, but I always feel like I'm being mean.
Oh no, you're not being mean. I wasn't a terrible person. I was just a terrible person to talk to.
Hey, me too. Virtual fist
Yeah,
bump.
it took a while for me to be able to talk to people in a group and like get to know them, and then everything was great. I wish I had done that more my freshman year. And we'll talk more about this when Daishan tells his story. But I really wish I had roomed with you my freshman year, because I genuinely feel like I would have gotten more accomplished if I had had you riding my back the entire time.
Hey man, it is what it is. I just want to say you're the whole reason that I had friends in college, because like at first when I would go to like lunch or dinner or whatever, I'd always like find a table by myself because I was like too scared to go up to people I just met. And then one day you just like went over to my table and you were like, Wesley, you're coming over here to sit with me and Daishan. You don't have a choice. And I was like, oh, okay. And then now here we are doing a podcast together a few years later.
That sounds like me. That sounds like me to just walk somebody like, hey, you don't have a choice. Get up. Come sit over here. You are our friend now.
I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. Some of you may be wondering, what do you mean by my decision will make more sense when Daishan tells his story? Well, Daishan, why don't you tell him how we met?
Well, I can't remember like a ton of specific lead up to it. Like, what I do remember is that, what was it, my junior year, I think? I was heading over to the library since freshman year in college had worked there. So like, if I wasn't in my dorm room, I was probably there. I remember going into the cafe area that we had, which is pretty much a small Starbucks, and my roommate from freshman year, I'm not gonna name him here, even though it's hilarious to think of him. He brought me over. He's like, please, you can't do that. he kind of brought me over. He's like, yeah, this is my roommate, Daishan. Daishan, this is Brandon. And I don't know what y'all have been talking about before. Probably anime, honestly, if anything.
And knowing us, it was probably Sonic.
You know what? I don't know why my mind didn't go to Sonic first. But yeah, that's when I met Brandon. And I think it was like almost kind of instant, just like, it's probably a little bit awkward at first because that was still kind of a point in my life where I wasn't like extremely open. I didn't have that many friends at that time, but like pretty sure, if not that exact moment, like a moment I saw you like probably soon after, we kind of like instantly hit it off and became friends.
Yeah. Do you mind if I add a couple of details to that story that I expressly remember?
Yes, please do.
It's kind of crazy how my brain works. It will remember events happened, but it won't give me all the details of the event. Like, it'll tell me, oh yeah, you met Daishan. And I'm like, okay, well, how'd it happen? Oh yeah, you met Daishan. But anyway, it's crazy because you mentioned us meeting in the library, like hangout area. I don't remember that. I only remember like, Brandon, take that out. I just remember you hanging out.
I mean, you can include his name. I just chose not to.
No, I can't. I did it subconsciously. I'm gonna have to monitor myself. And Wesley just sat there and let me do it. But anyway,
what did I do?
But
just
anyway,
wait till we get to the mango arc.
Oh boy. And I remember hanging out with him, and since he was there, you were there, because you guys were friends. I'd say still are. I kind of wish I hung out with more of the friend group from college, but we'll talk about that later. And I remember we all had like things we had in common, and we would talk about things, but it wasn't anything that like really clicked. Until the nighttime hit, and we were hanging out in a room called the 24. No, it's not the 24. It was the Boopy. And the Boopy was this large room that was supposed to be a game room, that had nothing in it except a TV, an arcade machine, and a pool table where pool cues would always either be broken or go missing. That was always my favorite part. There was a couch in there. But anyway, we were just sitting there, just talking, right? And then I don't remember which one of us brought it up, but ended up talking about Dragon Ball Super, which at that time was in the middle of the Goku Black arc, and this was when it was actually good. The Goku Black arc, I mean, Super as a whole is bad. Don't fight me. Anyway, so we were just talking about that, and then Daishan was like, oh my gosh, what if Goku Black is Goten? And the minute he said that, the friendship was solidified. We literally just went back to his room. Like, our friend had gone to his room to go to sleep, but we literally just stayed up theorizing all night long. And it was one of the best experiences. I almost didn't want to go back to my room, but I did. Didn't have my key, so I ended up going to Checkers to get food, and then I sat in the gathering area of the freshman dorm. Don't remember what it was called. But yeah, I was just reminiscing about what a good time it was, and then eventually came out. Brandon, take that out. And then my roommate eventually came out. I gotta stop. And he was like, what are you doing out here? And I was like, oh, I don't have my key. And he was like, all right, well, come on in. And then it was basically just set in stone after that. Like, every day we'd meet at the caf and just eat and talk and do stupid stuff, come up with really dumb characters like Van Gogh, the 5th Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It was amazing. It was genuinely amazing. And then we dragged Wesley into the group, and then it just got better because, like, I'm gonna call you out a little bit, Wesley. You started out a bit soft, but then at some point you were just able to clap back with the best of them. It didn't matter what we said, you always had a response for it. Your improv skills are amazing.
It's just how I am usually with my friends, is I'm like quiet at first, and then the more comfortable I get, the more I'm just like, and then now you guys are like my best friends, so like, you know, got the best dynamic, you know.
Listen,
you're not my best friend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're my family.
You remember a certain individual at the college? Very annoying. I think in some way that helped shape all of us to being really able to clap back pretty quickly.
I know exactly who you're talking about because when Wesley was talking about how he was with friends, immediately the first thing that came to mind was this person like telling a story and talking about it, and then Wesley comes in and he sits down. He's like, hey, what's everyone talking about? And they turn around to give like a debrief of what they were talking about, and Wesley's like, oh, I don't care. And then he goes on to talking to the rest of us.
I remember like, that.
I'm like, neat.
I can be really mean when I want.
The power.
But dang. I hope that's not how everybody online right now is seeing me like, oh wow, he's the mean one.
Yeah, you're Grump. You're Aaron, but funny.
It's a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it's funny, but on the other hand, it's mean.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay. He told Aston not to touch his fidget spinner. I can say that name. That name I can say, because I mention him all the time on the channel.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about the fidget spinner thing.
I can never forget the fidget spinner thing.
I somehow
it was
forgot
so loud.
Were
So
we in the caf when that happened?
We were in the caf because I remember everyone turning. Do either of you want to tell the story, or should I do it?
Wait,
Unless
which one?
Wesley wants to do it.
The one where...
with the fidget spinner.
Yeah, the fidget spinner story.
Oh, I don't remember which one you're talking about in particular.
Oh, okay. So I have the best memory of this. I can remember this, but not what statue is found in ancient Greece and ancient BC era. Thanks, art appreciation. Anyway, so we're all in the caf, and this friend, the one that Wesley told to shut up by the way, they have a fidget spinner. And honestly, like, this is just my opinion. I think they were the best option and the least annoying option for fidgety kids because it's such a simple thing. It doesn't make a lot of noise. So honestly, not that bad of a product. Memes just took it out of proportion and made everyone hate them. It's like how you can't say the words Among Us anymore without anyone going like, that's a bit sussy. Ding, 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 ding. But anyway, so he's there messing with his fidget spinner. And our friend Aston, who was the best of the friend group, he comes in and he sits down and we're all just talking and hanging out. Now, this friend at some point puts it down on the table. Aston looks over and he sees it. He's like, oh, cool. And he picks it up, right? And he flicks it. Now, the friend hears this, and his hearing is immaculate. When he hears that thing get flicked, he turns around and sees his precious fidget spinner in Aston's beautiful black hands. He grabs the fidget spinner and yanks it away. Now, if this was a normal story, that would be the end of it. Everyone would be like, oh, okay, I guess we just shouldn't do that, or we should ask before we take people's stuff. But this friend took a huge breath in. A huge breath. One of the biggest ones you could ever in your life imagine. Like, his chest was puffed out like an old Disney cartoon. Like, the squash and stretch on this man was ridiculous. I never would have expected to see any person's body conform in this way. But he takes in a huge breath and he yells out in the middle of the calf, don't you ever touch my fidget spinner. And it
21 years old, yo.
Yeah.
Everything goes quiet. We're glancing around, looking at people turning to look at our table, which is at the front of the calf, like right by the doors. So everyone is just turning to look at us. It's like, what was that? Did someone die? Did someone lose a leg? What's going on? What does he mean by don't touch my fidget spinner?
Also, that's not the only time they've ever like done that in response to him yelling.
Honestly,
yes.
it was such a common occurrence.
He yelled so often. It was... Sorry, I'm finishing off my cereal.
Oh no, understandable. Tricks are for kids.
They sure are.
Oh, that was so
But
classic.
it was such a wild experience. And then the worst part is, I feel like when he yanked it, he dropped it, so he had to go back over and pick it up again.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's funny right there.
That was... It was such an experience. God, I really miss college.
Response.
Well, I miss the fun parts of college that I can remember. It's so crazy. I remember being sad in college more than I was like super happy, but my brain is only letting me remember the good times.
That's interesting.
Understandable.
I really think that's how the mind works. Like, you can like struggle through something like terrible in your life, like you could struggle the entire time, but as soon as it's over, your brain is like, man, that was a lot of good times. It's sort of like Inside Out, a movie that I don't know why this is a memory that I remember. It's a movie that Aston was confused by the fact that I didn't like, and I just didn't like in Inside Out. I'm not discrediting anything that went into the production of the movie, and I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I'm just saying it didn't particularly keep my interest throughout the film. I remember being in the theater and hearing people like audibly sob when Bing Bong died. Oh yeah, spoilers for Inside Out, by the way. But I remember being in the theater, just being in the theater as people like audibly sob for Bing Bong, and I'm like, meh.
Yeah, that part was.
I mean,
that part didn't get me emotional. It's more the her and her parents part that is like the emotional thing for me. But
yeah, the only part that like really got me was when Joy was like actually like crying, and it shows that even when your pure like essence is joy, you can't exist without sadness.
Yeah.
And like, this is all circling back to what I was trying to say, where I was like, it's weird how the brain works because you're remembering the good times, but most of those good times can stem from bad times. Like when Joy is looking at a happy memory of her team celebrating and like lifting her up in the air, and then she rewinds it, and then you find out she was sad because it was like a terrible loss. Like these bad times like are just overshadowed by the good times that like almost immediately follow. Like me being in a roommate situation that I didn't like, I remember none of that because I spent like literally almost my entire freshman year sleeping on Daishan's couch.
Bet he loved that.
It's yeah,
It
wouldn't
was a
leave.
time.
I wouldn't leave.
Hey, random take aside. Do you remember? I'm not gonna name drop him, but you remember that roommate who got high in the room and started baking cookies?
Yes, absolutely.
And he almost burnt the dorm because he
Yes,
got high.
because he left.
Because he got high and
No.
left.
And went to sleep. He went to sleep in his room. And the worst part is that I'm sleeping on the couch. Thank you for reminding me of this. I don't remember all of the specifics, but I do remember that they did get high. And I'm pretty sure they left.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, they're high, right? In the kitchen. And by this point, I've basically moved all my shit to the dorm. I have my TV there. I just finished playing some Xenoverse and I'm going to try to go to sleep. So anyway, like he comes in and he's making cookies. I'm like, okay, I hope you're going to share when you're done. He's like, yeah, man, yeah. So anyway, I'm laying there and he's like, hey, I'm going to go for a bit. I'm like, okay. And then he leaves the room and he goes to the other side of the dorm, goes in his room. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's probably going to come back out when it's close to done. He probably has a timer on, right? So anyway, I'm laying there and I'm slowly about to drift off to sleep. That is when I hear the most ungodly screeching noise in my entire life. Just ee! And I'm like, what is that? And I get up and the fire alarm is going off because this man had fallen asleep for so long, the cookies started to burn. Smoke was coming from the oven and setting off the fire alarm. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. So I run over to the room, and as soon as I pass by Daishan's room, he opens the door. He's like, what's going on? What was that? And I'm like, the cookies are burning. And I'm bamming on this dude's door. I'm like, hey, the cookies, wake up. I don't know how you're sleeping through this, but please come get your cookies. So he runs out and he opens the thing, right? And we're like trying to air out the room the entire night. Doesn't work. Smells like smoke all night. Can't sleep. And it was college was just such a wild experience. Wesley, did we ever tell you about this story?
Oh yeah,
how I almost died?
Yeah, y'all told me about how he went to take a nap after putting cookies. In fact, I was telling my roommates here at Disney. I was telling them about that story the other day because a couple of nights ago here, our dorm here might be haunted. I don't know. We hear knocks every now and then.
Oh, nice.
But and then there was the other night where I got woken up the same way you did, like twice in one night by the fire alarm going off here, and there's no fire. So yeah, that happened. And then a couple days later, I was just chilling in my dorm, I think I was like drawing or something, and then the fire alarm goes off again, and I was like, oh man, it's that ghost pranking us again. And I step out into like the little living room kitchen area, and I see, oh no, it's actually my roommate pranking us by burning an omelet.
Oh, okay.
Funny prank.
Yeah. Funny prank.
He's like, haha, I've ruined my sustenance in order to prank you guys. How do you like it?
And those aren't even the only two like alarm incidents that have happened so far. There was another. There was another one that happened before the other night where what my other roommate, his like coworkers like came by. I didn't know this was happening. I just know all of a sudden like the alarm is going off, but it's like in this weird pattern. It's not like a beep beep. It's like a beep 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 like that. And it was like really weird. And we were about to like step outside because we're like, oh man, the place must be on fire or something. But as it turns out, his coworkers that came by, they thought they were pressing the doorbell, but we don't have a doorbell. We have like a special like light and sound alarm for people who are hard of hearing, who wouldn't be able to hear a knock at the door.
Oh.
And they were like pressing, I think they were doing like a little like, but it was like through the fire alarm kind of system.
Oh no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, if that was an actual alarm, I would hope that one of the alarms sounds like Wally screaming before he gets crushed by those carts.
Oh man, I could only dream.
It's so crazy. I haven't seen that movie in years, but that scene has stuck with me.
Sticks with everyone. It's so classic.
More than any scene in that movie. I remember being like, I want to say 6. I don't remember the specific age, but I do remember I was in elementary school.
I believe it came out in 2007.
I was in the 2007. All right. So I am 23,
okay.
Sadly. All right. How does this work? All right. 2021.
That's
minus
14 years.
2007, 14. All right.
So 9.
So that means minus 14. All right. So I was 9. That was close. And I remember my mom was working in the after-school program. So that means I got to stay with her because she was my ride home. But on that day, she didn't have to stay for a whole shift, so she got to leave because someone else came in. And I was sad because they were watching Wally. And the last scene I saw before we left, because that's what convinced her to buy me the DVD. The scene we saw right before I left was Wally in the store, and he's bamming on the door trying to get out, and then he just gets assaulted by carts. And in my little 9-year-old mind, nothing could have been funnier. I was literally laughing the entire way home, and my mom was like, Brandon, if you laugh one more again, I'm going to throw you out of this moving car.
You were just sitting there thinking about it, and it was making you laugh.
Yes, I would just sit there and think about it, and it was just the funniest thing ever.
Oh man,
it's like the Pepper Ann story, where like I remember nothing from that show, but I remember the theme song, and I'd sing that whenever I got the chance. And I didn't even know the full theme song. I only knew when they said her name over and over again. I was just like, Pepper Ann, Pepper Ann, Pepper Ann, Pepper Ann.
Smack.
Coming to Disney Plus.
And my mom got so frustrated that I still love her, and I'm glad she raised me the way she did. She hit me upside the head for singing it. She was like, shut that shit up. And I did that black kid cry where like when you like or like the first one where
when you
they
hold
look
in
like
the
they're
air.
crying. Yeah, but there's like no sound, and then they're like, don't do it. Don't do it. And then you suck in and just So now I know when it comes to Disney Plus, I'm gonna suffer some PTSD.
Dang.
Oh my gosh. And we sort of touched on it a bit. But here's the next question I wanted to ask. Because I have mine, and I want to hear what yours are. What is your favorite college memory? It can be anything that involves us, anything that doesn't involve us. I actually have 2. One that involves you and one that doesn't involve you guys. So, who wants to go first? Favorite college memory?
Sean, do you have one?
I can kind of think of one right off the top of my head.
Well, tell you what, you guys can think about it during this ad break. Roll that ad.
Just you and me, we could live out this fantasy. Just take my hand, please, and never stop smiling at me. I know that I'm weak, but what else can I do to make you believe how much I truly love you?
and welcome back.
Okay, I thought of one. Do you have yours off the bat, Nishon, or do you want me to go first, or what?
Yeah, I have one. I can go ahead and
Okay,
tell mine since you went first last time.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of my favorite memories from college, and it's kind of a like series of factors that all pull together to make one unforgettable moment. Where we live, we don't get snow very often, like at all. Yeah, so catch me surprised when one morning, it was snowing, and being that it never snows here, every time it does, I get as happy as a like 5-year-old child. So I remember distinctly like kind of running out, being like, "It's snowing, it's snowing, it's snowing, it's snowing." And at that time, I was rooming with Aston, and Brandon was also there because yes. So
Yes,
you know,
of course.
we kind of rounded up the gang, and we went out. The first thing we did actually was gather a couple friends together, and we walked down the street to the gas station that was down the street from the college. Word of advice for anyone who thinks about walking out after it's just snowed and is still pretty early in the morning: don't. The roads are probably iced. You're gonna fall. You're gonna hurt your butt. Definitely didn't happen to me. Anyway, we got to the gas station. We kind of experienced what that was like. I bought like a chicken biscuit from the gas station. It was terrible. It was like actually.
Yeah. Oh,
It was
those
actually
were
the worst.
nasty.
Yeah, right? It was like rubber. I hated it. Threw it away. And then we walked back down to the college. I slipped like 3 times. I had to hold on to Brandon because I was tired of falling. One time, which happened right when we got back to the college, I slipped in the middle of the road, and there was a truck coming, and I was like, "Please finish me off, because I'm tired of falling." They stopped, clearly, unless I'm a ghost now. But you know, I got up. We decided not to go in yet, and we stayed out in the big field area where like you normally just kind of walk through, where people do things like they gather for kind of like practice or whatnot. But we had a snowball fight out there, and it was, I'll never forget it, because Aston and myself, we just keep throwing snowballs, and then we'd say, "This is the Great Ninja War," and then we just keep putting numbers on it. This is the 57th Great Ninja War, and it would just keep doing that. And it was great. It was actually fantastic.
This is the 367th Great Ninja War. And the reason I was laughing so hard was because of 2 factors of that story you didn't mention.
Oh, no.
One is that the whole time you're falling, right? This man, Aston,
Oh
is
my god.
skating.
The way he's skating gracefully across the... God.
I just remember
Also,
that.
And he didn't fall a single time. Meanwhile, we have you taking these careful, calculated steps, and then you slip into a backflip and land on the bottom of your spine.
I remember that was so funny from my perspective, because like I couldn't do what Aston was doing, but also I could walk like kind of normal on the sidewalk, even though it was icy. And so just in front, like as we're going to and from the gas station, just in front of me, I'm seeing Aston do these like running starts and just sliding gracefully across over the ice. And then I turn around and I see you guys, and you look exactly like my grandparents, like walking.
oh my god, that's what, I'm not gonna name drop, what was his name? Meerkat. Meerkat would always say that we look like an old married couple.
You did, I'm sorry, but you did.
Also, Meerkat, this absolute buffoon, this guy loves to flip, loves to fight and everything. So this guy, in the middle of snow, in the middle of, I'm pretty sure it was January, would flip and stuff. And he grew up in an area that's cold. So, like, it doesn't bother him. And he was like, yeah, no, ice doesn't matter. This man flipped so much, he lost his fucking keys and had to, like,
doing
walk
flips
all the way back to the gas station.
His
looking
loose
for his
cargo
fucking
shorts.
Yeah, because he's always wearing cargo shorts. His keys fell out of his fucking kid.
He had to go back. None of us went with him. He walked by himself.
He was like, hey, can someone come with me to get my keys? And everyone was like, no.
This man was cartwheeling the entire way. Not a single one of us heard his keys hit the floor because we were laughing so hard. Because Daishan kept slipping.
I am in pain remembering the slip. Listen, if it was just one time, it would have been fine. But I slipped like 4 times.
I'm sorry, Daishan.
I'm
My
not.
gosh. And the second aspect of that story that you didn't remember is that we took a snowball from outside and put it in the freezer, and it was there for approximately 2 weeks.
I remember that now. Now that you mention it.
The snow was gone, but that snowball was still perfectly preserved in a freezer. It was basically a block of ice.
Yeah.
Was that in Daishan's
secret
freezer?
weapon? Yeah, I think it was my freezer.
It was in Daishan's freezer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, to tell you what, Wesley, before you go, I'm gonna give a little micro memory. One of my favorite moments. It's one that you weren't there for, but I feel like I've told you about it because it was like it had to be one of like my favorite things. I guess it's under the counts as 2 because it was a Saturday morning, and you know Saturdays on the college. I was in Daishan's room. We had woke up. I think we had already gone to brunch, so we had come back and we were hanging out in our respective rooms. I wasn't on the couch by this point because our friend had left, so I basically unceremoniously took his room. And since I didn't have a key, I always had to do that. Like, I either had to leave it unlocked or I had to do that little key card thing to get into people's rooms. That's another memory I want to talk about, because that's the day I realized you legitimately were one of my best friends. So anyway, it's just like a lazy Saturday. There's not much going on. Daishan's in his room playing Fire Emblem or something. I don't know what he's doing. All I know is that I'm in his room bothering him, just annoying him. Like, I don't know what I was talking about, but I knew I was just annoying him. And it got to the point where he did that thing that he normally does, where he looks at me and I'm just like, I'm about to die, aren't I? So I get a head start and I run out the room. And I'm running back to my room and I'm planning on closing the door and locking it so he can't.
I remember this.
So he can't beat me to death. So he can't do the he can't do the Piccolo. I'm gonna beat you to death. But as I get to my room, I lean forward a bit too much, and I start tripping, and I have this rug in the middle of my floor. I think it's okay. I'm just gonna stop on the rug. Nope, the rug must have taken a very soapy bath before, because when I put my foot on it, it slipped back and it sent me forward, and I hit my chest on the bed. Now, I thought I was going to stop there. No, that bed had extra springs in it that day. I hit the bed with my chest, and it bounced me back, and I land on my ass on the floor, and I'm just sitting there laughing, and Daishan, who was previously filled with rage, is standing there with the most worried dad expression I have ever seen in my life. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm good."
Jiminy Christmas, that's like a cartoonish series of events.
It's so funny. It was like a real life cartoon.
That was God punishing me for being annoying. He was like, "You know what? I'm tired of you. Slip and die."
Dang.
Oh man.
Go on, Wesley.
Let's see. The snow day is so good. That might be my favorite memory, but
It's so
Daishan already told it, so I'm gonna pick another one. One that I know Daishan wasn't there for it because it was banned, but I don't know if you were there, Brandon, because there was like that period of time where you were helping move equipment and stuff. But did you go on any of the trips? Like
Six Flags?
Yeah, was that the only one?
I went on the Six Flags trip, and I went on the trip where we were Oh, that's another memory. Catcalling at Walmart. We're not going to talk about that.
What?
Anyway. Okay. We went to like another school for a game, and the band had to play. I think I went on one trip with the band.
Wait. This wasn't in Florida, was it?
No,
I don't think we went to Florida. It was still in state.
we went to Barry College for an away game, and then like we stayed. I think we stayed at a hotel, and then we went to Six Flags the next day, maybe.
Wait, okay, before you finish it, does this involve a mother?
Yes.
I know this story.
Well, maybe not this, because this is Westy's story. I just remembered a detail from that trip. I'm not sure what Westy's going to talk about.
I'm going to talk about the time that we think we caused a car wreck by Naruto running.
No!
Were you there for this, Brandon? I can't remember.
I was!
Okay.
I was!
Yeah, it's like me, you, Aston, and then some other folks from the band. We were like crossing the street, and then like, I don't remember if we even had like the right of way to like cross, but we all Naruto ran across just for the fun of it. And then like there was a car that drove by like while we were running, and we looked back later like on our way back, and we saw that it had wrecked, and we're like, did we cause that? They're like too busy paying attention to us being nerds as it wrecked. Oh.
I'm gonna crash your car. Believe it.
Naruto, no.
Naruto jumped in this person's car and swerved it over to the right.
Oh, and it was all for checkers.
Naruto Uzumaki, no.
For checkers.
Oh. All right. So, as usual, I'm going to add a little bit to that. I don't know if you went with us to Walmart, Wesley. Did you go with us to Walmart?
Maybe. Jog my memory?
I can't remember. The only thing I remember is that we were playing the numbers game, and I tried explaining that to someone, and they just said it didn't make sense. Or it was like, "Hey, what are the odds you're gonna do to do this?"
Oh
and
no,
like,
yeah, I introduced you to that game. Remember?
Oh yeah. It was so much fun, and I miss doing that with people, but no one knows how to do it anymore because they don't understand the basic rules.
Yeah.
But anyway, I remember Aston was like, "Hey, Brandon, what are the odds you're gonna catcall that girl up there?" And Aston asked me this. I was like, 1 in 5. Oh my gosh! Do not dox yourself. Do stop. Cease and desist.
Oh no.
Okay.
What's happening?
Sorry. People always call in the middle of me recording and try to dox themselves. I don't know why.
Oh.
It's a habit that they have that I wish they would break. Anyway, Aston was like, "Hey, Brandon, what are the odds you're gonna catcall that girl up there?" And I was like, "Oh, 1 in 5." Very scummy odds, but that's okay. I was doing it for the bit.
It's funnier the way the lower you go.
Yeah.
Throwing for content.
And we were like, "Hey, Brandon, in the editing booth, like double it to make it sound like 2 people." I was like 1, 2, 3, 3 at the exact same time, and I was like, "God damn it!" And then I yelled out something to the lady in front of us. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was something along the lines of, "Hey, you looking good." Something along those lines. It was nothing too vulgar, but still, don't do that. And that was supposed to be the end of the joke because we were laughing, right? But then the lady who was with her turns around and responds, "She's 15, you asshole." Oh. And I was like, "Oh no!"
Literally the best joke. Absolute perfection.
And I'm sitting there fucking scrambling like Joseph Joestar, like, "Help me! Oh my god!"
You traumatize the young girl for the sake of a joke. I hope you're happy.
For content.
It wasn't even for content. I wasn't recording, which I should have been.
Then it would have been okay.
Wait a
Absolutely.
minute. Is that their trip? Is that the trip with the friend's laptop? Where they opened it and you saw what the wallpaper was? It was just like a bunch of dead dogs.
No, it wasn't a wallpaper. It was like...
Was it a YouTube video?
No, it was just like one of us there. I won't name drop who, but somebody was like, while our other friend was in the shower, like he's like this vegetarian guy. Somebody was like, "I kind of want to go through his laptop," and we're like, "Okay, that's a little weird." And he's like, "It's just a habit I have," and he just started going through his pictures. It was like in his saved pictures, And we were like, why do you have this? And he was like, hey, it's part of a vegan group that I'm a part of. And we're like, okay, man.
I can't believe you were rooming with the one, the only Ben Shapiro.
I was gonna say you made him sound like Ben Shapiro.
Oh, man, I can only do 2 voices, and one of them sounds like Ben Shapiro.
One of them is Ben Shapiro.
I'm trying to remember who I was rooming with on that trip. I think I was with you, Wesley. Was I rooming with you?
On that trip, maybe? It might have been a different trip that we found the dead dog picture.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Six Flags trip.
Six Flags trip.
That was when we went to Barrie and then we went to Six Flags the next day.
Yeah, I bet we roomed together, but it's hard to remember specifics.
That whole trip was a fever dream. We went to Barrie, then we went to Walmart, probably killed a person in a car crash, and then the next day we went to Six Flags.
Oh, more flags, more fun.
Exactly. And there's one micro memory, again, because I have a lot of them. I have a lot of favorite moments from this college, where we were at Six Flags, right? And I was too afraid to ride on most of the roller coasters because, I'm a baby. But there was one ride I wanted to ride, and it was like this Wonder Woman ride, where it spins around, but it's on like an incline, and there's several inclines around it. And while it's spinning, the seat also spins. And I was like, oh my god, Aston, we have to ride this. He was like, dude, it's a baby ride. Like, come on, man. Like, it's not gonna be that fun. I was like, come on, man. We have to ride it. It's gonna be so much fun. And he was like, fine, okay. But then we have to ride something that I want to ride. And the moment we started, and it was fine because at first we were just spinning. But then the seats unlocked and they started to spin while it was spinning in the middle and going up and down the entire time. And he was like, oh fuck. Oh my god, it was so much fun. I was just losing it, laughing at him. He was like, oh my god, this is great. That was his laugh.
No, I'm surprised you could still do it so perfectly.
Oh, it's so
That's
great.
because I do it every day.
Aww.
No, understandable.
But yeah, it was so much fun. And I was like, hey, Aston. He was like, what? You want to go again? He was like, yeah, I do. I can't believe the simple act of spinning around was one of my favorite rides from that trip.
Hey, man. That's what works.
That reminds me of when Wesley and I, when we were all at Disney, and Wesley and I just spun each other around and died. I definitely died.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to plug the Disney vlog, Diddles and Friends versus Disney. Check that out.
You know what?
It's over on my channel on Diddly Doo.
I need to watch that again.
Very good vlog.
Me too.
Like, honestly, that's like one of the best memories of my life. Because that was so fun.
Oh, absolutely. Going to Disney with you guys was like the best experience of my life. And I'm so sad I'm not going to be able to go back before Happily Ever After shuts down.
Yeah, that is sad.
Absolute pain.
That show, okay, there's one memory from that show that I don't know if either of you guys remember, but whenever I think about it, it brings me to tears. And it was when we're watching it and they get to the love portion of the song, and Daishan mentions that when they started playing You'll Be in My Heart, Daishan looked over to the side and he saw a mom kiss her baby, and I was like, no. Why can't I be lived like that? I don't know, maybe because you're stupid. Go away.
Dang.
Listen. You can't bring him... okay, listen. Van Gogh being brought up during the Disney section here just reminds me that Van Gogh, or an alter ego of him, while having Vegeta as an underling, attempted to kill us on the Star Wars ride.
He did. That was a lot of fun. This was the trip where we initiated Wesley on the Van Gogh lore.
really getting it in there.
Yeah, like I had gotten some rundowns before, but like y'all were like y'all drove it home like on that trip.
This is the actual lore.
Like, it gets to points where I forget Van Gogh is even a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle OC. I often forget he's based off of that because he can go Super Saiyan. He never does that.
Wait, can I go on a tangent real quick?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah. Please do.
I keep getting Instagram ads for this thing called the Van Gogh Immersive Experience, and I really want to go with you guys one day. Even though it's like the real Van Gogh, it's not. Well, you know, I know your Van Gogh is real to an extent, but
don't tell them that.
It's the artiste Van Gogh, and it's like a little.
That seems kind of cool though.
Yeah, it's like they make his paintings in real life, and you can go in and like experience them, and it's kind of cool. I kind of want to do that just for the meme of you guys and Van Gogh.
I really like that you bring that up because the first thing that came to my mind is going into one room and being immersed in Starry Night and seeing how beautiful it is.
Oh yeah.
And then you walk into the next room and they basically paid a model to look like one of his paintings, and he's wearing like a headband around himself because this is like right after he cut off his ear. Mm-hmm. And he's just standing there in the room. Hey, I'm Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, you cut off my ear. You know.
Wait, does that mean we have?
No, you're not.
I was gonna say, can we cut off Van Gogh's ears? But Van Gogh, as a turtle, doesn't have ears.
Don't worry, he would do something gross like growing an ear just to cut it off for the joke.
You know what? That is a very Van Gogh, the turtle thing to do.
He's like, hey guys, guess who I am? Ew.
Ah! Why?
Why'd you do it? Speaking of Van Gogh, this is another very pleasant memory for me.
I'm scared because of all of the possibilities that you can go to with that sentence.
So, I don't want to go into the expanded Van Gogh lore. All you need to know is that he used to be evil, and then due to time manipulation, he separated into 4 separate Van Goghs, each wearing a different colored mask. One of them was purple, and we just never thought about the fact that was Donatello.
No.
There were two of them with a brown mask, and one of them with a white mask. There was also a rainbow mask, and he was constantly getting shit on by the rest of them. But anyway, that's not important. They all ascended to become Van God and his holy council. Don't worry about it. But anyway, in order to ascend, they all had to go through trials and tribulations. The 2 Van Browns had to go through school and basically learn how to deal with who they were as a person and just grow and mature. Van White had to realize that he wasn't always in the right. He was constantly going around like trying to advocate for people who could fight for themselves, and he had to learn to stop doing that to ascend. And Van Purple, we just fucking starved him.
My man passed out in the parking lot after not having food for like a day.
No, it was like a week. I remember we were going out. We were like going out to eat, and we would like craft these scenarios where Van Purple would like where he would be sitting there just like watching us. He'd be like, "Can I have a chicken strip?" No. Okay. And we're walking back to the room. And we're both imagining this giant 7-foot turtle just walking behind us back to the dorm. His head is hanging down, right? And me and Daishan are talking about Dragon Ball Z or Dokkan or whatever. And then, as if in unison, we both imagine this 7-foot turtle as he's crossing the street. He just fucking passes out in the middle of the road. And we just keep walking and leave him there.
Bruh.
He's just like, boom. And we're just like, they're dropping a new unit in Dokkan tomorrow.
Man.
Oh man, Van Gogh is so classic.
Van Gogh is very classic.
It's a story.
he need. You know what? He needs to have a show. I think I'm gonna cancel Dimension 63 and just start working on the Van Gogh show.
Okay, but you know what that means. He's technically not canon until he can defeat Shrek.
Canonicity.
I've been watching. Sorry if this is like an inappropriate topic for the podcast, but I've been watching a lot of Chris Chan documentaries, and I'm just wondering: has Van Gogh ever met Sonichu?
He probably has.
That's a good question, honestly.
Out in the other dimensions,
they're probably like best friends, and he just doesn't talk about him.
You're saying
like, yeah, my father
to the extreme.
Come on, Sonichu. Let's zap to the extreme. Also, keep an eye on your father.
Oh man.
I think he's becoming unhinged.
You know what? Coming from Van Gogh, that really should be a warning sign.
Yeah.
It really should. I think it's time for my penultimate favorite college memory.
Before you go on it real quick, though, I just want to say, when you mentioned Van Gogh and funny scenario, I really, really thought you were going to bring up Maya Angelou. And that's all we need to say about the situation.
Absolutely not. All right. My favorite college memory of all time is the Christmas party.
Oh, yes.
That is a really good one, actually.
That's when the entire friend group was there. Even those we didn't hang out with a lot, they were there. And we just started just hanging out and doing fun stuff. Like, for instance, we met in the room at like 10 o'clock. I woke up. I was super excited. Like, this is going to be the Christmas party. This is going to be great. Because we'd been planning it like a couple days beforehand. And yet we still decided not to do a lot of the fun stuff. A lot of the important stuff until the day of. Like, we brought in the Christmas tree and we decorated that during the day. And while people were decorating it and doing karaoke in the living room, everyone was taking turns cooking their meals. Meerkat somehow messed up mac and cheese. I don't know how you do that, but he did it. I think he either didn't add enough water or he let it cook for too long. And I wasn't perfect either, because I decided to make shepherd's pie. I forgot to defrost the meat before cooking the shepherd's pie, so it was in the freezer the entire time. And when I pulled it out, another friend of ours, we'll call him Like, he was like, shouldn't you have defrosted the meat? I'm like, no, it'll be fine if I just run it under some hot water. It's gonna be fine. So I did that, but then I got impatient because other people had to cook too. So I was like, maybe if I cook it, it'll finish. It didn't. Instead, it was just a giant frozen hunk of meat. And as it started to get heated up by the stove, it started to cook to the pot. Like, it started to like separate itself, and I was like, yeah, this isn't good. We're just gonna have to throw this away and go get some more meat. So I don't remember who went on the shopping trip with me, but we had to go to the store to pick up some more meat. And then I come back, and I think that's when I found out that Meerkat had messed up the mac and cheese. Sorry, I'm dying a little bit. So as the night went on, we finished cooking all of our different meals. I don't remember what else we had. I think someone made the vegetables. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I've said her name on the channel before. Taylor brought over like a whole bunch of like utensils, like cooking utensils, because we didn't have any. We had a full kitchen and nothing to cook with. I was surviving off of Daishan's ramen for like a literal week.
Wow.
And then we had the Secret Santa later in the day. This was after I had shown everyone that video of me when I was younger.
Yeah.
So the whole meme of me coughing and then bringing out the airsoft gun to exact my revenge was already in effect. So they were like, "All right, Brendan, pick out your secret Santa gift," and I'm like, "Okay." and I pick out this big box, or it's not a big box, it's like a relatively like shaped box. And no, wait, I went for the bag. For the bag, and it was filled with tampons, and I was like, dang it.
Wait, was this Secret Santa, or I thought we did Dirty Santa?
Secret Dirty Santa.
Oh, okay.
No, Secret Santa is when you're told to buy something for someone. Dirty Santa is just like a randomized thing.
Gift, yeah. And you can like take someone's gift. I think like.
Oh yeah,
and isn't that the one we did?
Yeah, and then I think someone was like, actually no, Brandon, I'm gonna trade this one for yours. And I'm like, why? He's like, trust me, you need this one. And I opened it, and it was a Nerf gun. And I was like, you guys fucking suck. I hope that gun is still here. I know for a fact I haven't thrown it away. It's just somewhere in this room. And if I find it, I'm gonna start using it in videos again.
You gonna shoot us with it?
Absolutely. I'm gonna aim it right at your heads and pull the trigger.
Nice. I'll feel honored.
Yeah. But yeah, and then we ended off the night by getting drunk. All of us.
No, I didn't.
Not me.
Oh yeah, because you were responsible. Just imagine. Also, I probably should have said this at the beginning. The college was closed and none of us were supposed to be there.
Wait, I don't remember that.
Because it was closed for like winter break. So either you were like there or you weren't supposed to be on campus. We were on campus. Like if you decided to stay on campus, the CAF was not open. You had to take care of yourself.
Like that's something that the college does. Still don't know why they do that. Because like they make the option available for you to like stay there. Like you can stay there, but like all the facilities like the CAF and stuff are closed. So like why?
When I tell you I was eating nothing but Hot Pockets and ramen, I was eating nothing but Hot Pockets and
I
ramen.
wish you told me that at the time. I would have got you some food.
We stocked up
because
on
I had
ramen and water and like cereal and stuff too.
Oh, we went shopping with your mom, and
Yep.
there was a joke. There was a joke voice we used to do,
Oh my
and your
God.
mom threatened us and said, if you ever make that voice again, I will beat you. And for the life of me, I can't remember what the voice is
That's
anymore.
how effective it was. We don't even remember the voice anymore.
Your mom was a wizard. It was legitimately terrifying. Hang on, let me pull this up. Okay, yeah, we're doing good.
I just wanted to ask: is the live? I remember we live streamed the Christmas party. Is it still on your channel?
It's still over on the old Diddly Doo channel. You have one stream that shows the actual event, and then another stream that shows the cooking portion. And on that one, Aston had a habit of going up to the phone and picking it up and just looking at it. And I'm just like, okay, thank you, Aston. Very cool.
Also, I apologize again for the other one of the general Christmas party. I kept putting up Oni Plays' playthrough of Pokemon just up to the camera so that, like, at certain points the audience is just watching Oni Plays.
Oh, no, don't worry. That's my favorite part of the stream.
Also, I remember, speaking of the cooking part, one of my favorite things about the party was, like, I kept saying that I was going to cook the stew, and I think it was just the stew from Walker Meats that I had with me. And, like, it kept getting closer and closer to the rest of the food being ready, and Aston was like, Wesley, you need to start cooking soon, because, like, we're about to be eating soon. And I was like, oh, okay, and it was, like, 5 minutes till time, and I just picked it up and put it in the microwave, because it's already fully cooked and just frozen, and he was like, what? Oh, what? You just microwave? It was just funny.
That night where we got drunk, I don't know how Aston lost his shirt, but I remember he lost his shirt. I know it's on a vlog, because, like, he's wearing his shirt in one shot, but then, like, he runs around the corner, and when I follow him with the camera, his shirt's gone. And I'm just like, what happened?
Just disintegrated.
He was too powerful. His shirt couldn't stand it. The aura that Aston, like, sent and out destroyed his shirt.
He just flexed all of his muscles at once, and it just tore off.
too strong.
I'm trying to remember. I know I had another micro memory that I really, really liked. Like, it's so crazy because I'll think about it, but then my brain's like, all right, I'm gonna lock that memory away for another 5 years now. I'll see you in a bit. Oh my gosh, this is gonna drive me crazy. What happened? Guys, talk about something while I think about this, and then I'll interrupt you when I remember.
Daishan, what are your memories of the Christmas party? I have that embarrassing snapshot of Daishan at the Christmas party.
No, please. I'm just a boy.
What?
I got it.
Oh, yeah,
I got
yeah,
it.
go.
I got it. Somehow you saying his name reminded me. This is one of my favorite micro memories. This was the moment where I realized that friends you make in college are dead ass just your friends for life. Meerkat and another friend that we had were as close as thieves. They were always pulling practical pranks with one another and just making like very bad choices in general, right? And one day when Daishan was working at the library, like he said he did earlier, they were like, "Hey, let's do a fun little prank." And I don't know if these are related, if they were on the same day or not, but I think they might have been. So anyway, so we go back to the room, right? And I'm like, are we just gonna hang out in the living room? What's going on? And that's when Meerkat and this other friend produced their key card. And I'm like, you guys aren't gonna do that thing that you like to do, are you? And they take the key card and they start to jiggle the lock, and it opens the door. And I'm like, I don't think you guys should go in there and hang out in Daishan's room. And then we had another friend who we'll call Like. He was like him. Sorry, just had a brain fart there. Anyway, he's like, oh, don't worry, it'll be fine. We hang out in his room all the time. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know about this one. I don't think today's the day to do it. So they go in there. They boot up was it a PlayStation 3 at the time or a PlayStation 4?
I think that was my PS4.
They boot up his PS4 and start playing Overwatch, right? And I'm like, I don't know about this. Now, granted, I'm in the wrong because I'm sitting in the room too, but that's just because I have a crippling fear of being alone. So I'm sitting in the room and I hear the door unlock. I'm like, this is not going to be pleasant. And he walks in, right? And he's like, what are you guys doing? He's like, oh, we're waiting for you to get off work so we can go hang out. He's like, why are you in my room? He's like, oh, 'cause we hang out here all the time. Get out. Get out of my room. And like, I've never seen you be so visibly upset before, except for the times where I bother you too much and you just go like, okay, and then you'd stop talking to me. Those days made me sad. But anyway, you like kick us out of the room. And this is why I think this is on the same day. You kick us out of the room, you turn off the PlayStation 4, and you're basically just like up. And you're just upset, right? So I'm just like, I'll talk to him later. I'm gonna go hang out in my room, right? So I'm in my room, which is not my room, but that's not important. So I'm hanging out in my room, and I hear a commotion outside. And I'm just like, I wonder what's going on out there. And you come in my doorway, and you're like, Brandon, where are my keys? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, where are my keys? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. What's going on? And you walk away. And you're going to go investigate Meerkat and the other friend. You're like, guys, where are my keys? And that's when they turn to me, expecting me to be in on this. And they're like, we told you Brandon has we told you Brandon has your keys. And I'm just like, no, I don't. And you turn around and you look at me, you're like, Brandon, I want you to tell me the truth, like be 100% honest. Do you have my keys? And I was like, I do not have your keys. And the next 3 words you said changed my life forever. You were just dead ass like, I believe you. And then you turn back around, you were like, where are my keys? And I was like, oh my god, is this what it's like to have friends?
Oh.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Like, it's such a minor thing, but you saying that, I was like, I'm gonna go to war for this nigga. So then it's me and you trying to find out where the keys are, right? And then I'm upstairs and I'm asking our other friend, let's call her Macadamia. So I'm up there and I'm examining the room and she's like, what are you looking for? And you're like, oh, Daishan can't find his keys. And she was like, oh, these? And then she grabs the popcorn box and she pulls the keys out of there. And I'm just like, what? She's like, yeah, our friend came up and put them up here a while ago. And I was like, wow, okay. So I bring them downstairs, right? And our friend sees, and she sees me like, she sees me bringing them down. So she grabs them and throws them in Daishan's room. And he comes back and he sees them on the bed and he turns to look at her and she was like, yeah, see, Brandon just came in with the keys and threw them in your room. I told you he had them the whole time. And he was like, all right, goodbye. You can go now. And I was like, damn. Because I'm pretty sure that was the day you stopped really associating with that friend.
That is one of the things that kind of led up to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Meerkat got a pass because, you know, he could literally beat us if we stopped hanging out with him. Anyway. But yeah, that memory sticks with me because, like, that was, like, one of the very first times where, like, I genuinely felt like I had a friend. Despite being friends with Diego for years before, like, college, that, like, hit me. Like, that hit me right in the feels. Just having someone be like, I believe you.
That's nice. I like that.
You know I'm never gonna hurt my friend.
Y'all are good dudes.
You're an even better dude. You took us to Disney and drove down to Disney and broke the car.
I didn't break the car.
Minus the car thing. Anyone who's listening, Wesley is like the best friend ever because he didn't have to take us to Disney, and he puts up with us. He actually likes us, I think.
I do.
Yeah.
You guys are like my best friends.
There's a story
make me cry.
There's a story I'd love to tell from that trip, but me and Daishan took a vow of silence and we're not allowed to talk about it.
Wait, is there something that I don't know about?
No, you definitely know about it. It was on the drive home.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, yes. I know what you're talking about. Anyway.
I can't believe they went around you like that, bro. Like, that was so rude.
Yeah, that was rude.
I don't think I've ever... Okay, that's a lie. I definitely laughed harder than that on that trip, because there was a night we each had a drink, and then we just ended up watching those Mickey Mouse shorts.
Yeah.
I love that.
Those watered down
Oh
Disney
my
drinks.
gosh. It's so crazy, because, like, I will still go back and watch that Panda short, and just knowing that the first time I watched it was with you guys makes it so much better.
Oh yeah, that kind of stuff like really sticks with you.
It's so good. Like the first
So,
time I
yeah.
ever saw the where they get stranded, I think, with the car, or not the car, they get stranded because Donald tries to start the car, but Mickey like warps his arm into the glove box, takes the key, and then makes it disappear.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that.
Well, the audience can't see that, but I motioned it. Like, his arm slinks out of the glove box, takes them out of the ignition, pulls his arm out, and he crumples it up. And when he shows his hands, the keys are gone. and the whole time, Mickey has no expression on his face.
He's got the
all.
most straight-laced face.
We need to get together and have some drinks and watch some more of them shorts.
Gosh,
We
please.
absolutely do.
Brandon.
Not a day goes.
I was gonna say, do you remember the Daishan theme song from that trip?
Fuck.
I must have erased it from my memory. I don't.
I don't.
We were at
No.
Pizza Rizzo and me and you just came up with I was just like, Brandon, let's sing. I was copying from Oni Plays, but it was still funny. I was like, Brandon, let's just come up with the Daishan theme song right now. And we were like, it was something like we were like clapping our hands. It was like die die die. Do you remember that?
Oh my
Die, 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 die,
Die,
die,
God,
die,
it
die,
unlocked a memory.
Daishan.
I think my favorite thing from the pizza shop was when you walked up to the table. I swear to you, my comedy has not been at the same peak as that Disney trip. You walked up to the table and it was like, "Oh guys, you'll never guess what they gave me." And I was like, "A cease and desist?" My comedy has never been as fast paced as that Disney trip. And I hate the fact that my phone was on the fritz, because I would have recorded so much more stuff if I had the phone that I had now. Because the battery actually lasts. Also, did I tell you that I had a nightmare about what was that rotating room called? The World of Tomorrow?
Oh, the Carousel of Progress?
Yeah, the Carousel of Progress. I had a
tomorrow.
Shining
Yeah,
at the
I had a
end of
night-
the- Sorry.
Yeah, I had a nightmare about that ride, where I was at Disney World with my mom, and she went up on stage as it rotated, and then she was just gone forever, and then it started, like, playing the song, and I was like, no!
Andy, no.
Oh my goodness. That's deep.
terrifying, though.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Also, if you really want to know how much that trip meant to me, I want you to know that whenever things get quiet at work, like absolutely nothing going on, do you know what I do?
What?
Hang on.
Hang on.
Start singing.
Here we go.
Oh no.
Oh, that's so classic.
Hang on.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, seeing Jesse's dump truck threw me for a loop, bro.
my
I'm
God,
like,
please.
oh my lord.
No.
I was like, yo!
Didn't you do like
Andy!
a visible head turn when she walked by?
I did an actual double take when I saw that. I was like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me?
Did the neck
And
or
Buzz
your neck
was-
broke?
Yeah, and then Woody's face was like very wide for some reason.
Yeah, it's
Like
weird.
I mean, I know the reason. It's so like the person's head can fit in it, but his neck was as wide as his face, and it just it really
Listen,
threw me off.
Brandon, he was searching for a friend.
Absolutely, he was. I also remember my blood sugar being terrible on that day because of the breakfast I had. Definitely shouldn't have had that breakfast.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It was like
I planned
it
the
was like
meals.
nothing
on
but
me.
sugar.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry.
It was good though.
I missed out on the Slinky Dog ride because I had to go to the bathroom.
Hey, we'll do it again one day.
I didn't even finish my breakfast, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, because I think I had the food while I was in line, and I was like, I'm not gonna finish this.
I'm sorry, I should have
Yeah.
done better meal planning.
It was alright.
Did we do Toy Story? Did we do Toy Story Mania?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm just trying to make sure. Oh, the Avatar ride. I
Oh.
love how this was a college. Well, I mean, technically the topic is Reminiscence, so this is fine. I absolutely love how like my seat was like kind of uncomfortable. I was like, hey, I think I'm gonna have to get off this ride. The back's not like closing down on me. And he just walks behind me, and just with the most force, he just pushes until it clacks in one fell swoop. He just like clack. I'm just like, oh,
I'm dead.
okay.
Did it hurt?
Like, no, it didn't hurt. Like it wasn't even snug. I guess I just wasn't putting in enough force to close it because like I was worried about like messing up the ride. I didn't want to do anything to cause damage. And he was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." Boom! I'm just like, "Oh,
Bam.
okay."
Listen, that ride, that's another experience I'm not gonna forget because even though I knew I was safe, my brain was like, "You're falling, you're falling, you're falling."
Oh yeah,
I
that's
was like, "No,
that's the magic.
stop." No,
Yeah,
it's fine.
it's almost
the
like
ride,
that.
you're gonna die.
It's almost like that dude who got mad at us on that ride when we were
Oh my god, the
doing
Star
a
Wars
hang
guy.
like. Oh no, not the Star Wars guy. But yeah, he was an asshole too. But I'm talking about when we went on that hang gliding thing where we were just like soaring over like different places or around. It's called soaring.
Soaring around the world,
we're
yeah.
just
Oh
yeah, we're just like soaring
Oh,
over the
yeah.
world. And we were doing the Vegeta voice the whole time, and the dude next to us was so fucking mad.
Was he that mad?
Uh,
I noticed he kept looking over, but like I was on the other side. Was he actually mad?
I hope he wasn't like mad, but like I kept noticing he was saying like glances at us.
What's wrong, boy? Can't stand being next to a Saiyan warrior.
Are you mad? Are you mad that you are strapped next to the principal Saiyans?
That was
Oh.
okay. More than the Avatar ride. That ride terrified me.
Oh, you were
yeah.
safe.
My ass is up in the air.
Didn't people,
Unlike
like-
the Avatar ride, I couldn't feel anything beneath me.
Didn't people like take off their shoes to like have a more immersive experience?
They're weird.
Yeah,
They
and
lost their shoes.
Also because, you know, it picks you up and like puts you back down right at the same spot. And, you know, if you have flip-flops on, it's very easily that they could just fall off. So,
Yeah. Imagine having to walk
What?
for the rest of Disney World without your shoes.
that would suck.
What happened at the Lion King ride that we thought, not the Lion King ride, the Lion King show that we thought was so funny?
I don't remember.
I think it had something to do with the Simba animatronic.
I think so. Also, wasn't that like a wholly original story?
I think it was, or they were trying to be original, but it just didn't make sense. Oh, no, I think I know what it was. Because the villains came in and took over, right? But the Simba animatronic was still moving, letting us know that he was just there and watching everything happen and doing nothing.
Thanks, Simba.
He was like, damn, we lost Pride Rock again. Oh well.
Again.
Oh, well, that's a very Simba thing. Just, oh well. Hakuna
Thanks,
Matata.
Matthew
Don't worry.
Broderick.
Don't worry, my dad will take care of it.
Ah, yes, my father's ghost will handle it.
Alright, so as much as I love reminiscing about the Disney trip, we're gonna go again one day. Don't worry, Dream Team. We're gonna take you all with us. We're gonna live stream the entire thing, even while we sleep.
Wait.
Oh, the aerial bath curtain!
Oh, my word.
No.
Also, like, I know I was making a lot of jokes, but I want you to know that I was terrified of that giant statue of Ariel, Triton, and what's her face?
Ursula.
Ursula.
Those terrified me. I did not like.
You should have
I did
been more
not
afraid
like
of the
those.
giant Simba.
Oh, I was. Oh, I remember the night we were walking to the room, and you're like, "Oh, dude, Ed is terrifying." I'm like, "I didn't see Ed. I only saw Shinzi and whatever the other
Bonsai.
dude was, and then Bonsai, and no, it was yeah." And then we were walking back in the daytime, and I finally saw Ed. I was like, "Oh, fuck."
I knew you didn't like animatronics, but like, is the statues like do the same thing to you?
I don't know. I think anything that should be 2D that is brought into the realm of 3D terrifies me.
Mm.
Just wait till they make
Or
a
at
3D.
least at first.
Wait till they make a 3D version of the Mickey Mouse shorts Mickey.
No,
Yes.
absolutely not.
Yes, absolutely,
He
yes.
has entered reality. You can't stop him.
I'm already telling Mickey about it right here. I'm giving him the idea right
Oh
now.
no. Mickey's
He
like
told-
standing
Oh,
right
no.
by Wesley right now. He's like tuned in with the wire.
And
Come on.
I'm telling him your idea that is so amazing, and he's like, "Shut up! You're just a college program student. Just get back to work." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Darn it.
Make my next big show.
Yes, sir, Michael Mouse.
Yes, sir, Mickey.
Did you
I wanted to.
just call me Michael?
And I was like, "Oh no, that's Daishan." And then he sent this army of Plutos to Georgia.
Wait, no.
Oh
They'll
no.
be there in a few hours, Daishan. Don't worry. We have time to finish the podcast first.
You know, I'll forget it too.
Damn.
I'll just be driving, and then I'll see an army of dogs running behind. I'll just be driving, and then I'll see an army.
Damn. All right, so we are getting a little low on time for the podcast, so I need to go ahead and ask my last question, and then we're going to move on to the fun part of this podcast. All right, here's the last question. Where do you see us as a group in 10 years?
I have an answer.
All right, Wesley, go on.
It's funny because I was actually just about to say something about this because earlier you were saying about like, oh, you know, I've never been funnier than on the Disney trip. But I think what that was is like just how much time all three of us were spending together. So like really, I want us to like be able to like work together, like even like maybe like room together eventually in the near future, and then like our creativity will probably like get at its peak if we did something like that. So I really just see us like in the next 10 years, like probably just bouncing off each other creatively, like whatever kind of job we're doing.
Oh, hell yeah. Creativity at the maximum, productivity at the minimum.
Perfect balance.
But yeah, Daishan?
Honestly, I kind of like the idea of what Wesley just said, that within like the next 10 years, even if we're not like living in the same spot, which would be cool, we at least be kind of like close enough to be able to work together, because that's a great idea. I genuinely think that when the three of us are together, we can create like, whether a concept or like just a full-fledged idea. I think our creative juices would be enough to like make anything great and funny. That does necessitate that like I personally kind of like get some writing more writing credentials under my belt, but I have no problem with that. I in fact hope to do more with that soon, like recently soon.
You will be doing more with it soon once I actually add you to the writing staff of Dairy Dairy. It's gonna happen. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I definitely see you. You know what? Wesley just gave the best answer. Just like somewhere close enough to where we can bounce off of each other creatively, and no matter what we're doing, we're helping each other out here and there. It's sort of like what me and Diego are doing. Like, we're gonna move out, but the roommate situation has changed because he died. But basically, if you remember that from the beginning of the podcast,
yeah, sad.
Where we were gonna be roommates, but then we were like, what if we just got separate apartments in the same apartment complex? Like, that way we don't have to worry about someone not having the money and then both of us suffering. But yeah, I can just imagine us like being in the same apartment complex. We're just like, hey, let's go hang out at your apartment or come over to my apartment, stuff like that. Just working on stuff, you know? And within the next 10 years, hopefully having a small workspace for the dream team, because I do want to expand it to be a thing that helps amateurs break out on the internet, no matter what it is they want to do. Writing, art, animation, vlogging, stuff like that. Basically helping people achieve their dreams. That's basically what it is. Or just because right now it's literally just a YouTube channel to give like members exposure. That's basically what it is. Also, it's not just exposure. I do pay the dream team staff.
In exposure.
I think that
in exposure.
Yes, true. I'm still waiting for the dream team to get its first paycheck, because it's like it should have reached $100 by now. So I'm trying to get it so I can pay the staff.
I'm still waiting for the dream team's own SMP, the Dream SMP.
Oh, no.
You know what? I'm gonna cry.
Wait.
I wear a mask with a smile for hours at a time, stare at his nutsack. Okay, anyway.
Wait.
Don't think too hard about that.
I don't think
so. Anyway, 10 years from now, we're going to be close enough to each other to where we can bounce off each other creatively. Hopefully, I can resurrect Diego and have him get over his fear of interaction to actually hang out with us. Because I don't know if you remember, he was supposed to come on the Disney trip.
Yeah, I missed him on it.
Yeah, his father said no, and then he killed him. Diego dies a lot. I don't know how or why. I don't know.
How many clones do you have of him?
It's weird. Like, I have at least 6, but I never get the chance to use him because the minute he dies, he comes back the next day. He's like Kenny from South Park. I don't know how he comes back, but he just does. I never get the chance to use my clones.
Huh, I always thought it was
like
your
Van
clones,
Gogh.
but he's just resurrecting.
Yeah, it's basically like Van Gogh, except his resurrection time isn't as impressive. Van Gogh could literally like fall down the stairs and die, and then walk around the corner within like milliseconds of each other.
You'd be
He could literally walk around the corner. He could literally walk around the corner and watch himself die.
Wow, he's a time traveling guy.
Yeah, he's crazy. But anyway, we're going to end off this podcast in style. So I'm going to alternate these questions and we're going to put our creative juices together.
I love putting my juices together.
Juices. Thank you, PyroKnight. Very cool.
Wait,
Anyway.
did you say something?
Yes, I was
think
hoping you would
You
say...
actually kind of like cut out there. I didn't hear you say anything.
Damn, guess I'll die. So anyway, PyroKnight.
Yes.
Pick an animal.
Pick an animal.
Yes.
Okay, I actually heard the ending of it that time. Lion.
All right. Wesley, give me a name.
A name?
A name.
Michael, like the mouse.
All right. So, we have Michael the lion. Daishan, give us some descriptors for him, like color, eye color, stuff like that.
Red mane, blue eyes.
All right, we got a red mane, blue eyes. Do you have any description for his body color? Is it different from his mane?
Okay, so body color. Probably the same as the mane.
So just like a lighter shade of red.
Yeah. Also, he's 5 foot tall.
All right.
Unimportant,
red.
but I felt
Yeah.
like needed to be said.
Is this a furry
yes,
character?
it does. So I don't know if you've been watching the previous podcast, which I haven't. That's for sure.
Wait.
At the end of every podcast, I have my guests create a Sonic OC.
Oh no.
Oh.
Michael
So
the
Wesley,
Lion.
describe. So Wesley, describe their clothes.
Cargo shorts, a vest, and a
What color is the vest?
black,
Okay, black vest.
and khaki cargo shorts, and a cowboy hat.
Ooh, daring today, aren't we?
That kind of makes me think of my Sonic character.
He's still on my game. He's
Why?
still there. Cause I haven't opened forces since I left college.
You know what? Understandable.
All right. So we have Michael the Lion, who has a red mane, blue eyes, and light red fur. He's 5 foot. He has khaki cargo shorts, a black vest, and a cowboy hat. Now, I want you two to work together to come up with a backstory for him. Doesn't have to be detailed, but let's see what you got.
Okay.
Daishan, you start.
So-
I'm not familiar with Sonic stuff.
Alright. So, let's see. Michael the Lion is... Let's see. He's not a freedom fighter, but he wants to kind of get attention by, like, being a guy who's thought of as a hero. He's actually pretty much a coward.
I see.
Oh, so he just
I see
rolls
what
into
you're doing
town
there.
randomly and tries to be the big cowboy hero, like in the old Western movies. Is he successful or unsuccessful, Daishan, typically?
I want to say if he ends up somehow being successful, it's never intentionally. It's through, like, some maybe gag.
And he never realizes it.
The
He
best part
genuinely
is that
thinks-
he would never realize it. Like, he'd mess up and everything, and then he'd be like, I can't show my face here anymore. And then he leaves, and everyone's like, wait, where's the hero who saved our village?
Yes, he thinks he's a failure. That's why he keeps trying in every new town.
I like this OC you guys have come up with. And then he just always manages to miss Sonic as he's coming in to, like, congratulate him on his win.
Imagine somehow being faster than Sonic, based out of pure disgrace.
Sonic just rolls up. He's like, hey, where'd that hero guy go? Oh, man, I must have missed him.
Kind of wanted to
I
buy him a
also
chili
choose to
dog.
believe. I also choose to believe that whenever he's forced to go back to towns he's been to, he goes in and like disguises that never work. Everyone can tell that it's him, but he's always like denying that it is.
It's always just a different colored mask, like the Lone Ranger.
So everyone thinks he's super humble for like not taking credit for the victory, even though he thinks that they're trying to find out who he is so they can punish him for failing to save the day.
Oh, this is a good OC.
I'm not Michael.
Michael the Lion.
I am Feikle.
I am Feikle. Yes, Feikle the tiger. Sir, you can't change your species. Wow,
Feikle the liger.
Yeah, he's like Bruce Banner in the old Hulk TV show. He just comes up with a different name that rhymes with Michael. I'm Plykel. I'm
Feikle.
Chikel. Whoa, you can't say that.
Why? Wait.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
I'm Markiplier the Lion. Somebody out there has drawn a picture of Markiplier as a furry lion, haven't they?
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But yeah, this is the best OC ever, of course.
Yeah, do not steal.
Do not, anyone who's listening, you can't steal Michael the Lion. If you do, in fact, you'll be hearing from my attorney. His name is also Michael the Lion, by the way.
This is the first OC I've ever come up with. I've never, and I was coerced into it. I've never come up with an
That's
OC
not
before.
true. Any Pokemon you've created is an OC.
I guess. They're not really characters, though. They're more like species.
Wow, that's very specious of you.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
I can't wait to put Wesley into my Pokemon story as an NPC.
Do you want to help me come up with a story for my region?
Of course, I love making fan-made Pokemon region stories. It's a passion, honestly. I'm helping some of my other friends do that too, because they have a region.
Oh, nice. Is Brandon back yet? Oh, there he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll miss the golden content.
Does that mean this content is getting cut out of the podcast?
I'll say
Okay.
Diddles is dead, and then it's gonna have the fucking Pepe hands.
So we could just make up whatever you're saying right now? I can't believe you just said that.
Man, that's crazy.
Brandon, you can't say that
how do
about
you think
women.
people would feel hearing that?
Especially not about Jewish women.
Wow. You know what?
Oh, man.
You know what? I'm telling Aaron Hansen you said that.
She's 15.
She's 15. It all comes back in the end.
Comedy comes in threes. That was two,
you
but,
know, random thing again from Disney. Remember when we got on like the little sky gondola thing? And that one time we got on with the family?
Oh, yeah. The guy was just like cussing, like he's got like,
Yeah,
his little toddlers there.
Wasn't that a fun experience?
It was funny.
That really was a trip.
I never...
Also, yes,
Okay.
I like the Hall of Presidents. That was fun.
Oh, yeah, they got a new animatronic now.
Ah, yes. They have a Joseph Robinette Biden.
Joe Biden.
Oh, Biden.
Although I will apologize, Deshaun. I didn't realize before the Disney trip that you were so scared of heights.
It's okay. I didn't die. You know, the really weird thing Like, I have no problem being on planes, but like, terrified of being on ladders. That's weird.
That is weird.
Like, I don't know why. Maybe it's a security thing. Because on a plane, like, I'm in a seat with the seatbelt, even though I'm like super high in the air.
But you
like-
were in a seat with a seatbelt on soaring too.
Okay, but listen. It didn't look like it looked like I was really high in the air. Okay, but
Okay, yeah,
I
that makes
feel
sense. Oh, it's more
it's
open air
spooky.
than an airplane.
Yeah, like still really cool. Also terrifying.
Would you ever do it again?
Depends. Do I have a gun to my head?
I'm gonna say no.
Then probably not. Unless I have a friend with me, then maybe I'll do it again.
Oh, okay, understandable.
Then I have no choice but to get on.
I mean, Brandon does put guns to your head like a lot.
I was there when he created Van Gogh. There was a metaphorical gun to my head. Why did you have to remind me of the cancer one? I'm pretty sure I was telling the story of Van Gogh to somebody. Someone who probably didn't ask, but I told him anyway.
The best audience.
Wait, it was probably Andrew, because I talked to Andrew on the phone like... Oh, wait, Brandon, cut that out. We'll talk, we'll refer to him as Wordna. So Wordna called me on the phone one day, and we were just talking about stuff, and I don't know how, it always comes back to Van Gogh. But you know, just drop lore about Van Gogh. Yeah, I'm a pretty accomplished writer. My best character, yeah, his name's Van Gogh. You
It's
might.
gonna be your claim to fame as an author.
Wesley, I can think of nothing better than my claim to fame being Van Gogh the Turtle.
That would be amazing.
Like, could you picture that?
I could pay like there's gonna be like a Van Gogh movie, like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Oh,
And then you're gonna be-
Wesley, do you not know about the Van Gogh movie or its mini sequels? We never told Wesley about that.
Look, I don't have perfect memory, so I feel
No,
like
no,
you said
we
you gave me the full
probably
rundown.
didn't tell you.
I feel like I've forgotten a lot of the full rundown I got during our Disney trip, so I can't wait to be like upped on
Reminding.
it. Yeah.
Okay, basically, just to keep it short. So Van Gogh has numerous movies, and one of them, the first one, in fact, caused anyone who saw it to have cancer because it was that bad. Like, it was a bad movie. Like, very
This is very
bad.
freshman year, Brandon.
There was a kid who went and saw it with his mom, and oh my lord.
That reminds me of when I went to see the Lorax, and there was a character in that movie named Wesley who was a little boy that they dunked in water and they pulled him out and he glowed.
What?
It's like he has cancer now as well.
Oh my god.
Is there a Van Gogh musical? Is one of those movies a musical?
I mean, do we ever say one of them was a musical? I don't think so, but also Wesley. There was one of them. There was one of the movies where it was like actually really good and it cured everyone's cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the second Van Gogh movie.
How many movies are there? Oh, okay. The third one, give everyone
this-
cancer again. That was the
It was
musical.
more malignant than ever.
Oh man, when's the fourth one coming?
You know, will
Hopefully
the fourth one be a
soon.
soft reboot.
Oh, wait, why is my gain so terribly high? Hang on, let me turn this down a bit. Hang on, I can't have anything.
It heard you talking
Also, I
about
apologize
Van
if
Gogh.
my
Hello.
Howdy.
All right,
I apologize if my audio is bad. I've never done this before.
No, you're fine. My audacity's being weird. I turned down my
I
gain.
wait for
We
mine
should
to have
be
been
good.
messed up the whole time.
Nah, you're fine. I'm just slow for some reason. I don't know. I need to get a new Blue Yeti microphone. Oh my gosh, I'm
Go,
sorry.
Blue Yeti.
I'm sorry I was so silent during all that. Everyone, I disappeared for some reason, but I am back now. I am back.
Yeah, he went off on a long tangent about the, we probably shouldn't say it because you
Yeah.
might get canceled.
Yeah,
We will on that.
yeah, and if I get canceled, I'm dragging you guys down with me, and we all know that's not what
Oh,
you guys
no.
want.
No.
He already got canceled for talking about Shaw the Sheep.
Oh, absolutely. Fucking, I hate these fans so much. Like, I'm sitting here enjoying the amazing lore that Martin Walls is putting out there.
Walton
Everyone's like-
Mells.
And then every single person who clicks on a video is like, hey, the Shaw in your thumbnail is really thick. I'm like, okay, shut up. Watch the video.
know, I drew her that way.
I know. I drew her. Thank you for letting me know.
I just wanted to let you know I want lamb chops.
I just want to let you know Pello uploaded.
Bruh.
Yeah, me and my roommates, we recently got into late at night watching these videos on a YouTube channel. I can't remember what it was called, the channel, but like they cover like spooky internet videos and stuff that they're scary to watch by yourself or whatever. And one of the videos was like an hour-long little covering the Walton files, and I was like, Brandon has posted about that. I know literally nothing about this, so maybe I'll watch this video.
Brendagoon?
I think it's a pretty fun series.
Was it Brendagoon or was it something else?
I don't remember.
Oh, because I want to watch people explain the Walton files. Also, this is just a fan theory by me, and you probably won't understand this, Wesley. Hey, Daishan, do you remember that? Do you remember that Pog mask from the first Walton files?
Yes.
I was lying in bed the other day, and I was like, what if that Pog mask was Jack Walton inside of Bond, going like, is that Sophie? Oh shit, I think that's Sophie. Hey, Sophie, what's up? Oh fuck, I think I killed Sophie. Wait, that wasn't Sophie.
Ah shit, that wasn't Sophie.
Ah, fuck. What if Jack Walton is voiced by Beerus?
No. What if... Oh, wait, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. That one could get canceled.
Safety and pills, Sophie.
Stop.
Yeah,
I was gonna
dude,
bring
we're
up
not gonna-
Beerus's brother. You remember Beerus's brother, the third brother?
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I am not getting canceled today.
And that's why I didn't say him by name.
Okay, alright, we should be good. But yeah, this is a long podcast. And then I don't know how to
It's
sync
full of
this
content.
part. I don't really know how to sync. Hey, do you guys want to do a quick sync so I can make sure this audio syncs up right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, I'll do 1, 2, 3. Daishan, 4, 5, 6. Wesley, 7, 8, 9. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6.
10, 11, 12.
All right, perfect. Now it's perfectly synced. But yeah,
Got him.
This was great. I need to have more people come on and talk about our college days because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. So, are there any parting words you'd like to give to the viewers of this almost hour and a half long podcast? I think one of the longest ones we've ever done. Premarital
know.
sex.
Wait.
Wesley, you don't know how often I've been saying that at work. I'm gonna get caught one day.
Just muttering to yourself. Premarital sex.
Sex.
always remember, kids. Don't say anything bad about Mickey Mouse, because in like 5 years he will be your overlord, and anything you've said bad about him will reflect poorly on your standing.
I, for one, welcome our corporate overlord.
Oh.
Also,
I've been hypnotized.
don't forget to watch Hooteray. Don't forget to support Dare. Don't forget to pray to Van Gogh that he will be merciful. Don't forget to subscribe to PyroKnight and Wesinator. I forgot. I keep forgetting to tell people to subscribe to my guest. Subscribe to PyroKnight and the Wesinator. They're very good at their jobs. They're good at what they do.
That's okay, I don't do much.
But what you do
Also,
what you do. but what you do is really
pray to
good.
Chopper.
Cook. I hunger. Cook. I hunger.
What's going on?
Puss. Don't worry about it.
It's nothing.
All right, you know what? I'll at least explain the 4Kids joke before we actually end the podcast. Wesley, you know what One Piece is, right?
Yeah.
So 4Kids was originally given the rights to dub it, and the
I
antagonist of that series is called the Marines. There's a character named Sanji who kicks a bunch of Marines into the air, and he's like, "Now you're in the Air Force," and I'm just like, "Shut the fuck up!"
What are you talking about? That's a great joke.
That dub is quality.
It's so good. Usopp is voiced by Sonic, and I'm never able to live that down. I hate it. Chopper's voiced by Amy, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Also, Robin has a southern accent that I am not opposed to.
Oh.
I just like people with southern accents. I think they sound so good.
I should watch One Piece. I like pirate stuff.
Well, you better have 3 free years of your life, buddy.
I'm aboard and set sail.
I'm sorry.
I'm still not done with Naruto.
I keep thinking about how did you say his name? Wordna. I keep thinking about how
yes.
Wordna legitimately just sat down and binged through like most of One Piece within like a couple of weeks.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I remember he was constantly giving Daishan. He was constantly giving like Daishan updates about how close he was to finishing it.
That's madness right there.
Yeah, and I was like, dang, I know I don't go to class, but come on, man, be better than me. I am the bar. Beat me, please. Don't go below me. I'm already on the floor, man.
Alright.
But yeah, thank you all for watching the podcast. Thank you, Daishan and Wesley, for coming on. I've completely stopped using your YouTube names. The Wesinator and PyroKnight97, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah,
honestly.
Because ever since Tiago died, I've been looking for new guests to have on. So thank you so much for filling this spot. Not many people know this, but when we end the podcast, we're probably going to end up talking for like another hour, which is something I love about us. We can literally just talk about anything, and then the time will just fly by.
Yeah, this did not feel like a 2-hour podcast.
No, it
Yeah,
did
the
not.
only reason I can tell is because I can see like where my audio like count is.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah,
Like it's crazy.
So yeah, thank you all so much for coming out. Let me do this outro. So with that being said, leave a comment down below letting me know what you would like to, who you'd like to have on the podcast next. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified of the next time we upload. Don't forget to join the Discord server and check out the merch down in the description. And hey, while you're down there, why not donate to the Patreon to help How to Tube and Dare come out sooner. So with that being said, until next time, keep on dreaming, guys. Bye!
You couldn't see it, but I was doing the blah 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 hand motion with my hand the whole time.
Oh, don't worry, I could see you. Don't worry, I could see you. Mickey Mouse gave me a camera.
Oh no.
What?